What's going on, guys? I'm doing a little full day of eating, a little bit of day in the life. Right now I'm just out getting some steps. So I walk the dog, getting the morning started, and then right after this we're gonna get some coffee, and get that first meal in. And I'll kind of be walking you through what I'm eating and what things are looking like right now. So stay tuned. Nice and hot. Alright, what's going on, guys? We're back in the kitchen now, and we're prepping meal one. So all my meals are relatively simple. They're just a handful of ingredients. So to start out, we have 40 grams of carrots, and then on top of that, we're gonna do 40 grams of spinach. And I'm pretty good at this today. But first, we're gonna throw the carrots in the pan because they take the longest to cook, and I want them to be a little bit soft. And spinach will go in last, so but we're just gonna chop these bad boys up, and then we'll be good to go. All right, so now we're gonna measure out our beef. I'm actually having 80-20 ground beef in this. 180 grams of raw weight. So that'll go in the pan next. The carrots are still heating up a little bit. We're gonna let them get a little bit warmer before we actually throw the beef in the pan. But as the beef cooks, let out the fats, and the fats will kind of soak in the carrots, and the carrots will soften up pretty nicely. So we always throw those in together, and I think we're good to throw it in the pan. All right, so our beef and carrots are cooking in the pan. Beef is pretty much cooked through, and carrots are doing whatever the hell carrots do. We're gonna put the best seasonings that can go on every food on them. Onion powder, garlic powder. Now, if you don't season your food, you're silly. And you should probably start seasoning your food, because food should taste good. Alright, so the next piece that we're throwing in is gonna be our rice. Just 100 grams. I've already got my rice prepped from yesterday, so I've got it in my container. The next piece to go in is going to be 2 eggs. All right, 2 eggs going in. Let those babies cook. All right, now that everything is basically cooked, we throw in our spinach, and then we're done. I have it. So, meal one, I don't make a living off of YouTube or being a bodybuilder, so I'm not going to sit down and work. This is where I work every day. Got my meals. This is what I do. Meal one, going down. Alright guys, we're back. It's been about two and a half hours for me. It's been roughly less than a second for you. In that time, I just had a work meeting, and I worked on a YouTube intro, which if you're watching this video, you've already seen, so let me know what you think of it down in the comments. In this meal, so this is meal 2 today, we are again doing 40 grams of carrots, 40 grams of spinach. We're adding in 40 grams of mushrooms, 150 grams of cooked chicken, and then we're gonna have a bagel, and then 15 grams of jam, 15 grams of almond butter, and I actually forgot in my previous meal to have a piece of fruit. So in this meal, I'm gonna put that fruit in that I didn't have in my first meal. Alright guys, we're making meal number 3. This would generally be my pre-workout meal, but we're on deload, so it's not a pre-workout, it's just going to be meal 3. But the food isn't actually changing. The only change that's happening this week, because I'm on deload, I'm not actually going into the gym, is I'm just taking my post-workout out of my daily meals. So normally I would eat 6 meals, meal 1, meal 2, pre-workout, post-workout, and then meal 5 and 6. But because I'm not going to the gym, I'm just fully removing my post-workout because I don't need it. This meal, we are doing some cream of wheat, some protein powder, and just some berries. It's nice and light on the stomach, digests pretty easy. I technically have programmed cream of rice, but right now I'm eating cream of wheat. It digests just the same for me, and the macros are basically exactly the same, so I don't have any issues. This one is definitely the one to go with. It's maple brown sugar cream of wheat. It is fantastic. It just comes in like a packet, if you've ever seen like an oatmeal packet. So it's literally this, and each one of these packets has 30 grams of carbs in it. We're having 2 packets of this. Rip them open. We're doing 60 grams of protein. I'm using the Get Raw Nutrition standard whey protein in the chocolate. It is by far my favorite flavor from them. It is so good. It tastes like almost like brownie batter, hot cocoa kind of flavor. But this one is spot on. I am not sponsored by them or have really any affiliation. My coach is sponsored through them, which is kind of what brought me onto this brand. And so if you want to help him out and help, you know, in a way help me out, use code GLOF at checkout, and you'll get 20% off. So yeah, we're gonna do 60 grams of this. So I don't like to dump a bunch of water in there at once, just because I think it just comes out better if you feed it a little bit of water at a time and then stir it up. It gives it a good consistency. Bodybuilding and doing all of these things isn't about what listening to your favorite pro says or even listening to what I say. It's finding the things that are going to work for you and make it so that you can do the same thing day in, day out, and just work your best. So it's really finding whatever tips work for you. All I'm doing in these videos is just showing you what I go through, and if you want to try it out, you can, and if you don't, you think it's dumb, then don't. It doesn't matter. But either way, we're gonna throw in 150 grams of berries here. That's really all there is to this meal. I'll show you here. It's just cream of wheat, protein, and some berries. Next meal coming in. Alright guys, meal 5 is done. I figured I didn't have to show you me making it. It's just ground beef, carrots, spinach, and some rice. We're gonna throw in some mangoes because I'm supposed to have another large fruit, so I'm just gonna have a rough estimate of what a large mango would be like. That's about it. You know, we've been working on the YouTube today. I've been working on the website and kind of getting some things fleshed out with that. I'm of course working and, you know, watching a little bit of YouTube. One thing that I haven't talked about with all my meals that is super important is salting. So you should be salting your meals, but make sure, you know, you're giving it a couple twists. That's kind of it for meal 5. We're gonna eat this, get this down. All right, guys. So we've finished up our last meal today. We're just having some chicken rice, spinach, mushrooms, carrots, and a little bit of olive oil in there. And then just to kind of finish out my night, I've decided to pour myself a nice glass of Diet Coke. But that's all. That's a full day eating for me right now. It is subject to change and probably will shortly. But that's all I've got for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't, and check out our podcast, you guys. The content that we're putting out on there is really awesome. We're trying to give you guys, you know, a little bit of an insight and some tips on bodybuilding, but also let you know, kind of the personal side of what Brandon and I do. So definitely check that out, and catch you guys later.